Okay, let us talk about journal bearings, or it is also called as sleeve bearings. Okay, so you see that here two types of this bearings. We can see that now. Now this is that figure I shown in the figure 1.9. You see that full journal bearing, how it will be there, and partial journal bearing, what is the angle, 120 degrees. Another fitted journal bearings or sleeve bearings, 120 degrees. So these contact bearings applications, maximum these bearings are applications is industries, and bearings more in workshops and turbines. We can use these bearings, very slow speed turbines, so we can use this one. So we can see that this radial bearings we are also called as journal bearings or sleeve bearings. Journal bearings or sleeve bearings. Then the portion of the inside the bearing is generally the portion of the inside of the bearing we are going to calling as journal, and the portion needs better finish and specific property, means it is having very highly specific property will be there. So generally the bearing envelopes in journal, these bearings are classified full, partial and fitted bearings, but the angle is different. So that is only I shown that pictures. Okay, so now we can see that what is that hydrodynamic bearings. So this is hydrodynamic bearings was invented in the 18th century, 83. So the scientist name is called as Champ Tower. He discovered that bearings supplied adequate a pressure to be developed in the clearance. There will be a journal and bearings, there will be a clearance will be there, that he has developed that clearance space, and the journal is going to be rotated and the axis and eccentric with the bearing axis. So he exhibited that the load can be suggested by that fluid pressure without any contact between the two members. There is no contact, but eccentricity will be there. In that eccentricity, the journal is rotating in the bearing. So the load carrying ability of hydrodynamic bearing arises, supplies that because viscosity and viscous force will be the more, and fluid is going to be resist being pushed around. So under the proper conditions, the resistance of motion will be that develop a pressure distribution in the film, and it can be support to the useful load. But whenever that film is going to be developed inside of the bearings, okay, it is going to be bear that load, that film is going to be taking that load. So there will be two mechanisms are there. One mechanism is called as wedge mechanism, wedge film lubrication system. Another mechanism is called as squeeze film lubrication. These two systems will be used in hydrostatic bearings. So this hydrostatic bearings in mechanical engineering industries introduced in 1883. That is discovered by Champ. That scientist name is called as Champ. So this hydrodynamic bearings arises either flow viscous fluid in the converging channel, that's a wedge film, or another one more hydrostatic bearings load supporting arises, that the resistance of the viscous fluid being squeezed out of the between approaches surface. This approaches the surface, so that these two are that hydrodynamic load bearing characteristics. Now we will see that what is that stages in that hydrodynamic lubrication. So consider first of all you consider one steady load and a fixed bearing on the rotating journal. So see that figure A, figure 1.1, you see that there will be a oil inlet will be there in between that journal and bearing. The film is there, and we are applying that axial load. Over here, slow rotation will be there. Another second figure, you please observe carefully. Slow rotation boundary lubrication will be there. Over there also there will be a journal bearing will be there, and a journal is there. In between that eccentricity will be there. So here also we are applying load. Okay, top side and outside also we are going to applying that load. You please observe these two figures. One is at rest, another one is slow rotation. And stage 2 we can discuss that when the journal starts rotating slowly clockwise direction, because of the friction of the journal starts climb, that wall is going to be depending upon that. So boundary lubrication exists. So generally the wear is normally we are going to taking place during this period. So whenever we are going to taking place in that journal starts rotating slowly clockwise direction, then only we are going to considering this normal wear is normally takes place during this period. Means wear will be there between the journal, and even though film is there, we are going to there will be a wear will be there. Means if the once friction is going to be developing, automatically wear is going to be coming into the picture. Another stage 3 we can discuss. Now you see that two figures we can see that stable hydrodynamic bearing, running hydrodynamic bearing will be there. See, pressure lines I am going to seeing more and more over there here when we are applied over there inside one journal and bearing, so that you can clearly observe that film pressure and average film pressure. Average film pressure P is equal to F by di. So we can calculate minimum oil film thickness H0, resultant oil film force we can see that, oil flow we can see that. So all these things. So now we can observe how that hydrostatic journal bearings at rest, how it will be there, how that film thickness will be there. In film thickness I am going to showing blue shade, and journal I am going to showing rose one, and outer one is that bearing. So that at rest will be there. After at rest, how the both coincide is going to be rotating. Over there we are applying at the center the axial load. Just eccentricity will be there. That's why the force is applied somewhat little bit away from the center. So here at start also the force is coming from the center to outside. Okay, that is that. You can clearly observe is that fourth figure. You see that at running how that pressure lines will be developed. Theta P naught and maximum load. How that drawing is there, you can clearly observe H naught and theta P max. So this is called a journal position in hydrodynamic lubrication. I shown that in figure A at rest, and yet to be start, and after start, and running. 4 conditions I shown over there. Very clearly we can understand all the things. Hydrodynamic lubrication will be there. The main friction characteristics of hydrodynamic lubrication of journal bearings, the higher the viscosity, the lower rotating needed to float that journal at a given load. Another one is we can see that mu Zn by P, that is the friction factor. Any further increase in viscosity produces the more friction. Okay, more friction it is going to be developing. The higher and rotating speed, the lower viscosity needed float journal given load. That is mu by P. Coefficient of friction, number of N is the number of rotation speed, or we can say that and P is that axial load. So further it is going to be increase speed, produces more bearing friction, increasing that time rate. So we can clearly see that frictional behavior during the hydrodynamic lubrication. Okay, you please clearly see that where F is the radial load, and I is the length of the journal, and D is that diameter of the journal, ID is the projected area, bearing projected area. Okay, bearing projected area. So you can please see that the smaller bearing unit load, whenever we are going to considering starting is the unit load. Say that unit load, you can say that 5 kilonewton or 10 kilonewton, whatever, and viscosity needed. Okay, further reductions in bearing load do not produce that corresponding reductions the frictional drag into the force. Drag force will be there in the always in bearings, and one more coefficient of friction will be there, and the ratio of drag force to the radial force, it is going to be increased. That is that whenever we are going to operating this bearings, this hydrostatic bearings, this coefficient of friction, so it will goes to the load will be increases. How that load will be increases means the ratio of the friction drag force to the radial load. Whenever dragging force to the radial load, the bearing coefficient of friction will be the increases. And generally we can discuss the basic requirements of hydrodynamic lubrications are surfaces to be relative motion, to be separated. Relative motions will be there. Then we have to separate that bearing and journal. Otherwise, it is very difficult. Wedging activity or wedging shaft eccentricity should be there. That gap should be there. That center is going to be changing. That is called as eccentricity. The presence of suitable fluid, that is viscosity. One more in this very most important here in the bearings, viscosity. Viscosity, we can say as it is that internal friction that resists the motion in fluids. Okay, so suppose unloaded area plate, we can take that as shown in the figure. Area A meter square moves parallel to the stationary surface. Okay, so the space is filled with fluid. Velocity gradient will straight line. So the fluid shear stress Newtonian fluid. This called as Newtonian fluid. T is equal to mu power u into h. Okay, this is a flow between the parallel plates. Okay, you can clearly observe that figure how that on moving plate one stationary plate will be there. How that pressure lines will be there, I clearly shown over there. The viscosity we can measure as Newton second per meter square or Pascal second. The unit of the viscosity is Newton second per meter square or Pascal second. Okay, so since that large unit, it is normally expressed multi-Pascals. Okay, and next in FES systems also we can express this viscosity is 1 Ryan, that is equal to 6898 Pascals. So 1 poise of the force, poise also one of the unit of the viscosity. At the rate of 1 centimeter per second relative opposite phase. Since this unit is very large, we are not going to using this unit. Centipoise we are going to using in the problems. Okay, viscosity we can also express so many other unit, just for knowledge purpose I am telling. And gate questions, SUS, Sebold universal seconds, one unit. SSU, Sebold seconds universal, that is Sebold universal seconds, Sebold seconds universal. And another one is that SUV, Sebold universal viscosity. Okay, 3 types. We can ask any in UPPSC exams and APPSC and TSPSC and staff selection commissions. These bits will come. So generally this viscosity is absolute viscosity divided by mass density. We know that. So this namely we are going to saying as stroke. Okay, now we will see that viscosity measurement. We can measure with the Sebold viscosity measurement. Okay, that is we can calculate rho is equal to 0.89 minus 0.00036 into T naught minus 60. Okay, that is all this experimental purpose. We can find out from Sebold viscosity. Okay, so lubricant properties also we can see that in sliding contact bearings and rolling contact bearings. So it is very low friction. Okay, and it should surface and reduce the wear. To reduce the wear, surface we can adhere the surface. And one more to rise to reduce that friction. We are already discussing. So good cleaning effect will be there whenever we are going to apply applications of lubrication. These are the properties. As much heat from the surface is possible. It should have thermal and oxidative stability, and it should have good thermal durability, and should have anti-foaming ability, and should be the compatible sealing materials. So it should be cheap and available plenty, no problem. Lubrication in general bearings applications, we can apply that some of these lubrications. SA10 we can apply it, SA20 we can apply it, machine for oil bearings, IC engines, SA40 we are going to applying. This high speeds we are going to applying SA10, SA40, 50 machine oils and diesel engines we are applying. SA 60, 70 machine oil high temperatures. What is that now? We are going to reading this SAE. What is the SAE? SAE is nothing but Society of Automotive Engineers. So different grades we separated, and temperatures we can up to maximum. And SAE 20, 30, 40, 50 we can up to that 100 degrees centigrade. And SAE 5, 10, 20 watt we can apply that W specific field, that is near about 18 degrees. So all these things, say 10 we can apply that up to 18 degrees, minus 18 degrees also we can apply that. So this specifications also will be there. These are the different specifications, and the temperature lines also I am going to showing that temperature curves and say grades, absolute viscosity to the temperature grades of oils. You see that this is that figure, how that viscosity versus temperature. See that up to 140 we can measure it. After that we cannot see that this lubrication effect, we cannot control that one. And see that this is also viscosity temperature chart. Multi viscosity lubrication means different lubrications we are going to mixing, that is called as multi lubrications from 2 points, 40 and 100 degrees centigrade. So another one more figure, so I am showing that operating kinematic viscosity versus operating temperature. Okay, and you can journal bearings lubrications. Okay, now general bearing lubrications, some different where the temperatures we can apply it, and we can see that that one. Okay, now we will see that one more operating temperature and operating kinematic viscosity versus okay, this is that brief about sliding contact bearings, and we will see that another some of the related content of sliding contact bearings. Thank you.